You need to listen very carefully to what we're going to tell you in the next few minutes.
Why, you might ask?
Because we made just over $2.3 million in the last 14 months.
Now pay close attention here, because we did this without even knowing it, from something that we discovered almost by complete accident.
Now, we're not only going to explain how we did it, but we're going to show you how we did it. And we're also going to show you how you can do it too, for nothing.
That's right. Now this is something that almost no one knows about, but it's so powerful, so massive, so revolutionary, that we didn't even believe what we'd stumbled onto when we found it. But this is going to be the next big thing.
Because it literally dumps money into your accounts on a daily basis. Now, I'm not talking about a couple of dollars here and there. I mean hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars.
Consistently, on autopilot, without any intervention from us, every single day. And soon, with your help, it's going to work even better and even faster than ever before.
Now, what are we talking about? We're talking about utilizing the power and speed of our cloud processing supercomputer node technology, which is going to make gigantic truckloads of money for you.
Do we have your attention now? Okay, let's explain how this all works so we can start making some money together.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Mark.
And I'm Matt Silver. A few years ago, we were full-time programmers for one of the top 5 tech companies in the world. You know who they are. They pretty much own half of the planet.
We both left a couple of years ago to launch our own startup. Anyway, in our spare time,
Of which there wasn't very much. It felt like we had to sleep at work because we're hounded every minute of every day by an unappreciative boss who treated us like crap and took credit for all of our work.
hey, it's...
Sorry, it still annoys me.
Anyway, in our spare time, we just messed around with our own stuff. Tinkered with crazy way out ideas, that sort of thing.
We started a small website where we and other like-minded developers collaborated on something that's called cloud processing.
It was an open source project, meaning that anyone could contribute their ideas and could even download our code and customize it for themselves.
Now you've probably heard of or seen this technology at work before. In fact, if you own a gaming console like a Xbox 360 or a PS3, then you'll have definitely heard of it. A few years ago, PS3 owners were able to donate their console power
When they weren't using it, of course.
to help in medical research related to Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's, and several types of cancer. But you don't need to understand how that works. That's not the point of this. Basically, we figured out a way to make that technology even more powerful. Now,
Here's what we discovered to help us amass a small fortune in relatively no time at all. Seriously, millions.
okay, look, we're gonna try to stay away from some of the heavy jargon here. You obviously came here because you want to make some money, not for a course in computer science.
So we'll try to explain this as simply as we can. Well, that's why Matt's hired a little crew to come to his place and film this presentation. Underneath this video, you'll see a world map. And then next to that, there's a button that says check availability.
Here, we'll show you. When you click on the button, you can actually go ahead and do this with me right now. Go on, click it. Now, the software is going to backtrace the route that you took to get to this website and isolate your IP address to geolocate you.
You can see the targeting reticle moving. And there, it's found us. Now the fields here are going to update. It says that my browser is compatible, my geolocation is compatible, there's an available node, and then the most important one, cluster strength.
Anything above 1000 is fantastic. Now, if you manage to get a green tick on every one of these fields, then you are in one of very few locations globally that can actually use what we've created. And trust me, there aren't a lot of these locations, so it's a really big deal. So pay close attention, because you, me, and Jonathan are about to get very rich together.
Let's explain. Look at this map. This is just an example. See all these lights here? Those are all computers that are running our software. See how they're all grouped so closely together like that? That's called a cluster, not like candy clusters. Those are computer clusters.
Now, if a cluster is big enough and has one of these little glowing dots central to it, that acts as a junction point. If there is a junction point inside a big enough cluster, that becomes a node.
Now, you have to understand something. These nodes are more powerful than the most expensive supercomputers on the planet. This is the whole reason why we're here today.
Look, this is very, very important. If you are not near a node, well then you shouldn't bother watching the rest of this, because it won't matter.
If you are near a node and you got all 4 ticks, then fasten your seatbelt, because things are about to get real.
Okay, now we're going to explain to you exactly how this works. But don't worry if you don't understand everything completely. We've made everything so simple. Someone who's never even used a computer before could do this.
We've seriously made it that easy. Not only for your sake, but because we want you to be able to use what we've created. But we just want to explain it so that you know that this is real. Now, for years, I'd been looking for a way to make my fortune. So naturally, I gravitated towards the financial markets.
I learned about this stuff from him.
It is the fastest way to make $1 million, if you know what you're doing and you have the time to do it. I didn't. So I tried every type of automated trading robot out there. Sure, they all promise you the world, but none of them could really deliver. Even the best of them had two main problems. This is where our software came in. I'll let Matt explain.
First, services generating signals from huge supercomputers were too far away. And believe it or not, it takes a second or two for the information on the internet to get to you. It is not instantaneous. That second or two is the difference between the right signal or the wrong one that's too old to use. That's why people who use these robots lose. This problem is called latency. Second, if they gave you the robot to use on your own computer, even if the software is actually any good at pattern recognition and prediction, no average home computer is powerful enough to run the robot properly. This problem is just simply power.
Now, here's how we nailed the market on complete autopilot. Every one of those nodes that we showed you on the map is able to function something like a neural net supercomputer.
So, two important problems are solved instantly. You have a cybernetic brain powerful enough to accurately predict the market. So that's power taken care of. And it's close enough to you that the information is never late. So that's latency right out of the window.
Now, the story we're going to tell you may seem a bit far-fetched, but I promise, this is just how it happened. Remember when we told you that we made almost $2.4 million without even knowing it? Well, imagine waking up one morning to discover that you're a millionaire and had no idea. It didn't feel like it was real. It was like I was in a dream.
I know, right?
So I coded my own trading robot a little while back, and then Matt and I decided, just for fun, to configure it to run with our local node. And then we just left the program running.
It was running from a computer in the den that was always on, just for like streaming movies and that kind of thing.
Anyway, we got busy with other stuff and just forgot about it. We were just letting it run in the background.
So one morning, he gets a phone call from a broker and he asks, "Do you need any help?" The account was in his name.
Anyway, so this guy gives me a call and I say, "Help with what?" And he says, "With managing your funds, sir." And I say, "Well, what funds?" And then this guy says to me, "Well, sir, you've got $1.8 million with us. That's a sizable amount. We'd like to know if you want us to help you manage any of your investments." I know. So I say, "Are you sure you have the right guy?" But he asked me some security questions and I confirmed my identity. My jaw literally dropped. I ran straight to the den to have a look at the computer, and sure thing, there it was, plain as day.
He immediately logged out and called me. We then did a screen recording of us logging in and checking the amount. We didn't want anyone to say that we had just photoshopped a still image, so we figured a live recording was best.
See that? Just shy of $2 million. What would you do if you woke up to that amount sitting in your bank account?
Heart palpitations? Loss of bladder control?
I guess some people would just straight up faint.
I mean, come on, it's like a kick in the head.
Now, I know what you're thinking. What if this was just one giant fluke and it can't possibly happen again? I must admit, after spending a couple hours staring at $2 million, that is a fear that hit me.
I was just thinking about how to spend it.
Look, I know, we are still young, and $2 million is a lot, but it's not going to last forever. I did consider trying the whole stock market thing, investing and that type of stuff, but when you see this kind of money so quickly and so easily, you want to do it again.
And again, and again, and again. It's like when you get the pay channel on your TV by accident. You don't want to turn it off just in case you don't get it again.
I needed to know that this really worked, that it was solid. So we decided to bite the bullets, and we got a couple of friends in on what we'd found. We got 10 friends who were close to strong nodes and gave them our software.
Now take a look at these. We asked them to film some selfie videos for us. And this is after 4 months of complete autopilot.
Here's Danny. He's on one of the nodes in the United Kingdom. He made just over $98,000.
Hey guys, Danny here. I made over $98,000 in only 4 months, thanks to John and Matt's node-based trader. And you can too. Thanks guys.
This is Jean from France. He made almost $89,000.
Bonjour Jonathan, salut! I have made over $89,000 with a predictive neural automated trader. Merci Jonathan. S'il vous plaît Jonathan, we must have a better name for this magic software.
Here's Edward from a supernode up in Seattle. He made just over $110,000.
Hi Matt and Jono, and hello to everyone watching online. I've made an incredible amount of money using the JMB Profit Machine. This thing prints money faster than the Federal Reserve. If you're near a strong node, then what are you waiting for? I'm Edward from the United States. I hope to see you online soon.
Here's Gabrielle from Germany. She made just shy of $94,000.
Guten Tag. Hello, I am Gabrielle in Berlin, and thanks to this fantastic software that we have collaborated with Jonathan Mark and Matt Silver, we are making lots of money. If you are near to a Berlin cluster, then join us, we can make even more. If you are near to another Berlin cluster, then it's fine, we can talk online. Bye for now, auf Wiedersehen.
This is Werner from South Africa. He made just over $76,500.
How's it guys, Werner Pieters here from sunny Durban, where I used to be one hell of a hard-working South African citizen, making money for other people, which is a bunch of bullshit. But thanks to Jonathan and Matt, I've made a ton of money in the last 4 months. Their software has changed my life completely, and now my money is working for me. I don't have to work, I don't have to listen to anyone, and life is wonderful. Thanks guys, really appreciate it.
And here's the lovely Christina from Italy. She made $82,500.
Buongiorno, mi chiamo Cristina and I'm 23 years old and I met Bello Jonathan online 10 months ago. I'm a programmer and I have just finished my degree. Now I don't even have to work because of this wonderful software. Grazie mille Jonathan. Ciao, salute.
Now here's Stan from Detroit. He made $86,000.
Hi Jonathan, hi Matt. First of all, thank you for sharing your amazing software with us. You know, I turned 56 years old this year and retirement does not seem so far off. So, I am really glad that I happen to be in Jonathan's company at the right time to take advantage of this. I am going to spend the next 15 years of my life enjoying myself instead of sitting behind a desk. With automated income like this, I'm gonna travel the world. Thanks again, Jonathan and Matt. Talk soon.
This is Sanjay from India. He made $72,000.
Hello my brothers. Hello to everybody watching on the website. I am so very grateful to Matt and Jonathan for letting me use their incredible software. I own a small software development company here in India and we are now growing faster than ever. The supplementary income has allowed us to grow our staff very quickly. This is all thanks to the Node Trader. Thank you both very much.
Here's Kenneth from London. He made just shy of $85,000.
What's cracking, bunkers? So here's my little testimonial as requested. I met Matt and Jono way back when they used to spend time on the cloud processing project on their website. So when they realized what the PNAT was capable of, I was one of the first people they called. The results speak for themselves. This is really one of the most incredible feats ever. And I'm so lucky to have been included in this. Cheers guys.
And this is Janice in California. she made just over $93,000.
Hey guys, so Matt and I are old friends. I used to do his hair for him. Needless to say, I've now quit my job and I'm living the life of luxury. I honestly don't know how any of this works, but I do know that it works on my computer. So I really just wanted to give you both a sincere thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. Love you both.
Every one of them is making money hand over fist.
It's simply incredible. When I saw those numbers, I knew that we had struck gold.
And you can bet that every single one of those account holders were just as awestruck as we were.
Now, this is using technology that's been around for the last 5 or 6 years.
But no one else has thought of doing this.
I wouldn't say it was complete luck that we stumbled onto it.
But it really was an accident. I mean, we didn't expect anything out of it. It was just an experiment.
And yet, the proof is right here. Over and over again. It just keeps generating this kind of money. So here's what our account is sitting at right now as we're making this video.
Okay, we've spent a bit of it, but that's still a huge chunk of change right there.
I went from a life of massive debt, slaving 16 hours a day at work, alimony payments, not having enough time to spend with my son, constantly being thought of as the black sheep of the family, regularly being talked about as a disappointment. Basically the most crappy, unrewarding life you can think of in a first world country. 2, having complete and utter freedom.
Isn't it awesome to be able to do what you want, when you want, how you want, and answer to absolutely no one?
It's a very sad truth, but not having had an exceptionally easy life, I can testify to one thing as being true. When you have nothing, no one wants to know your name. It didn't matter that I tried my best, the only way I knew how to support my wife and son. It didn't matter that I worked my hardest in my chosen field and have the respect of my peers. None of the personal qualities that I strived for my entire life mattered to any of those closest to me, because for a long time after my divorce, I was constantly broke. But now that I have everything at my fingertips, now that I have money, suddenly everyone remembers that Jonathan Mark is still around.
Man, I've had old neighbors, distant relatives, parents, friends from school, pretty much everyone I've ever known who I haven't spoken to in years, phoning me up to see how I'm doing.
It reminds me of something I read a while ago. When you have no money, everyone forgets who you are. But when you have money, only you can forget who you are.
People may be fickle, but doesn't mean that we have to be.
Well, Matt knows. I swung my ex-wife some money, and suddenly she's a lot more reasonable about my visitations with my son.
Yeah.
She's even allowing me to take him on vacation through Europe next year during his next school holidays. I haven't even traveled that much, and I'm really grateful to be able to give this gift to my son. It really helps to be able to experience these things as a youngster.
Totally. You know what's out there and your world becomes so much bigger.
And I'm planning on making this an annual thing. But not only that, I'm now also going to be able to afford to send him to the finest schools and get him all those things that I couldn't have when I was growing up.
But it doesn't mean that you have to spoil him rotten or anything. My dad used to say, you should give your kids enough that they can do something, but not so much that they have to do nothing.
I'd like to tell you that our motives here were purely for your benefit, but that's not entirely true. What is true is that you're being presented with a very unique opportunity.
In fact, let's just call this exactly what it is. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. This is probably the single most important thing that's ever going to happen to you. Because let's face it, it's not every day that someone shows up and hands you a blank check.
But like I said, our motives are not entirely pure. We're getting something out of this too.
Come on, the fact that you're near one of our nodes means that this is the luckiest day of your life. But it's also lucky for us, because when you join that cluster, it gets stronger.
The predictive algorithm gets more power, and the speed at which it makes decisions becomes faster.
Which means that us and anyone else in that cluster is going to make a lot more money.
In a much shorter time frame.
So truth be told, we need you. But I'm pretty sure you're not going to say no to becoming a millionaire. So I know that you want to be here too.
Look, we are not here to play games. So if you're not interested or plan on screwing us by taking our software and then not even using it, then switch off now. Hopefully someone else will find this video.
That might be a long shot, but hey, we don't know you. And if you're not interested in making money, then we're not going to force you. I mean, more for us. Well, actually less, but hey, I'm not complaining.
So if you don't come with us today, I guess then we'll just have to buy properties or rent apartments elsewhere and set up computers there.
Look, the cluster is spread out over a certain distance because of redundancy, meaning if one of the computers go down, then everything is still fine.
Sometimes you have to spend money to make money, and I'm fine with that.
We're gonna put up this video for 1 week because, hey, I'm not gonna make any less money if I let a few other people benefit from what I've got going. Plus, it's gonna help us make more faster.
So I want you to decide right now if you want to be here, before we move on.
Still here? Good. Then let me tell you what we're gonna do for you.
Look, we've taken care of absolutely everything. Like we said before, we don't know who you are. We don't know if you're a computer genius or you have absolutely no idea at all what you're doing. That's why we've made this whole thing so easy.
It's literally just clicking where we tell you. Then in a couple minutes, you're done. We're giving you our node-based PNAT. That's Predictive Neural Automated Trader.
Or the JMB Profit Machine. That's Jonathan and Matt's binary profit machine.
And we're giving it to you for free. You don't even have to install anything. The software is on the web.
It uses the node as the hub and utilizes a small amount of your computer's processing power. That's all there is to it. When you connect to the software, you become part of the cluster.
And start making tons of money, just like that.
Look, we're not kidding here. This is real. That's how it works. Again, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're going to do with this money. I don't care. Maybe you want to buy a nice house. Maybe you want to buy a nice car. Maybe you want to travel the world.
See exotic locations. Climb mountains. Explore the 7 wonders. Maybe you want to stand on top of the Eiffel Tower. Or on top of the Empire State Building.
See the pyramids in Egypt. Visit the Taj Mahal. Maybe you want to buy a sports team.
Or maybe you want to buy all of Batman's toys and become a superhero. Maybe you want to build a laser gun and become a supervillain. I mean, I don't know.
Or maybe you're a super nice person and you just want to give to charity. Or maybe you want to save for your kid's college fund. Or maybe you just want to make sure that you and your loved ones are safe and secure.
It doesn't matter what you want to do with this money.
Here's the thing. No matter what your ambition is, there's one thing that you can be guaranteed of, and that's the feeling of complete and total freedom from stress, worry, and anxiety. Those people who say that money isn't important.
That's when you have it.
The rest of us still worry about how we're going to get through the next month, or what happens to us when we get old, or maybe we haven't quite saved enough for the future, and sometimes haven't saved anything at all.
So to those people we say, go f yourself. Because look, if you're one of those silver spoon guys, then bugger off, because you've had it good all this time. Now, it's our turn.
You know, until this happened to me, and I'm not quite sure when exactly that was, I think it was a while after I actually transferred some of the money into my account. You know, it takes a while to come to terms and accept the fact that you actually have all this money now.
Not for me, it didn't.
Well, I woke up one day and there was this feeling of clarity. Like there'd been this weight which I'd been living with all my life, and now it was suddenly gone. Like I'd had bricks strapped to my back, and now they just weren't there anymore.
This is a really good story.
I transferred Matt half of his share. I had to make sure he didn't spend it all at once. I handed him my apartment keys and I said, cheers, I'm going. I don't know when I'll be back. Call you when I get there.
He didn't even know where he was going.
I went to the fanciest tailor in town and bought the best suits I could find. I got kitted out with everything. New watch, new shoes, new belt, new wallet, cufflinks, whatever you can think of. I had a meal at the finest restaurant in town. I had to bribe a guy a couple $100 for the table, but I could. So I did. Then I went to the airport and I asked for the next available first-class ticket.
It was to Iceland.
But I thought, what the heck? I have never seen the Northern Lights. And just like that, I was gone. I bought everything I needed on the way. I stayed there for 2 weeks. And this is what I saw.
Beautiful, eh?
I just relaxed. Took in the sights, met some amazing people, made some new friends. I just enjoyed myself. It had literally been years and years since I'd ever done something like that for me. The feeling was indescribable.
I bought a Porsche Boxster and hit every club in the city with the hottest chicks on my arms. Now, Velvet Ropes part for me on sight.
You know, I cannot stress enough how important it is that you take action on this today. Let me tell you a story.
Another one?
I'm just trying to make a point here. Now, about the time I was about to get married, there was this guy in my division who wanted to leave to start his own company. He was a great guy, real salt of the earth type, and we were really good friends.
You're talking about Kelvin?
Yeah, and around that time, the online boom was really getting into its stride. So he takes me out for dinner one night and gives me this pitch. He tells me all about his plans and what he wants to do, and then he gives me this heavy speech. Drop everything, hand in your papers, and come with me to be partners.
So essentially leave everything you know behind and start again.
Well, I'm about to get married. I need stability, right? Now, what happens if the company doesn't work and goes under? What am I supposed to do then? Will I be able to find another job like the one I've got now? I couldn't risk it. I didn't even tell him I would think about it. I just flat out said no. I was afraid, and I had too much to lose.
Chicken.
You would have done the same in that situation.
Nope. But hindsight is 20/20.
In retrospect, maybe I should have taken that opportunity to be my own boss. I mean, my wife-to-be had a decent income, and we would have landed on our feet. I think maybe it was my pride that wasn't letting me make the decision that my heart felt was right.
You know what happened to that guy 4 years later? He took the company public, and now he's worth over $400 million.
That could have been me. You know, he won't even take my calls now because he's so busy. But if I had done that, we wouldn't be sitting here today, in this moment.
I love you too, buddy.
Oh, dumbass. I want you to do something. Pretend I just took you to dinner. I look you in the eye and I say, come with me. Now, I'm not asking you to risk anything. I'm not asking you to quit your job or move anywhere. What I'm telling you is that you are exactly where you need to be.
Right now, for this one moment, you have the chance to change your life if you take this opportunity that we're giving to you.
The opportunity for complete financial freedom. The freedom from everything that holds us back in life. The freedom from the stresses of not having.
The freedom to go anywhere, to do anything, to be anyone. So, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna look back in a year and think, damn, I wish I had taken that chance when I had it? Or will you look back and think, best decision I've ever made?
Look, Matt, myself, and the 10 others who are already using the software are making a commitment to you. We will be online for 1 week and will help you get set up, and if you have any questions,
or if you need help figuring things out. This is a super easy decision, but I think we've laid our cards on the table. Don't you, Jono? So, the rest is up to you.
If you're ready to move forward, then drop your details in the box on the website and we'll see you on the other side.